In the year of 2000X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. Oh yeah. Hi, my name's Gabe, and this is Mega Man 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm excited for this. Let's get into it. I'm going to be playing on difficult mode. You can play a normal mode too, no shame in that, and you can still follow along with the walkthrough. There are a few differences. You do more damage, pickups are dropped more often, some enemies don't do certain attacks, but you should have no problem following along if you choose normal mode. I'll just be playing on difficult for the sake of the walkthrough. You select to toggle between stuff. We don't want password because we're starting a new game, so press start on start. And boom, we are in the stage select. Every Mega Man game has one, so basically each Robot Master has their own power, and once you select them, you have to play through their stage, and then defeat them as the boss at the end. Once you defeat them, you get their power, and you can use their power against other Robot Masters. So it's a rock, paper, scissors system, basically, where you go around the loop and you kill each Robot Master with the previous one's power, if you know which ones are weak to which. Because of this, you're always going to need to fight one Robot Master with bullets in order to get into the loop. I'll explain the loop right now. So Metal Man works on Bubble Man. Bubble Man works on Heat Man. Heat Man works on Wood Man. Wood Man works on Air Man. Air Man works on Crash Man. Crash Man works on Flash Man, but Metal Man also works on Flash Man. That's a little weird. And then Flash Man works on Quick Man, and Quick Man works back on Metal Man. Now, not all Robot Masters are created equally. Some of them are much harder than others to deal with bullets. Taking into account both their stages and the boss battle, the end, the 4 that I would recommend starting with would be either Air Man, Bubble Man, Metal Man, or Flash Man. Heat Man you could try, but his stage is very difficult. Wood Man, his stage isn't as bad, it's pretty tricky, and he's still a hard boss. Crash Man is probably a no-go, and definitely don't try Quick Man on your first attempt unless you are an absolute certified pro gamer. So, with that all out of the way, you can start with whoever you want, but I'm going to be starting with Air Man, and if you're following along, you'll probably start with him too. So press start. Here we go, Air Man. So Air Man's stage starts way up in the clouds. It was at this point when I was editing that I realized I forgot to mention the controls, so I'll just say that right now. Although they are pretty self-explanatory, A is jump, B is shoot, start brings up the menu, select just pauses, D-pad left and right moves Mega Man left and right, and up and down on the D-pad moves him up and down on ladders. You can jump on ladders, but you'll just fall off. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, back to the video. I mean, it's always in the clouds. And there are these enemies called goblins that'll show up. So when you walk near an edge, they'll like materialize and you can stand on them. They'll spit out little petite goblins that are a bit tricky, but the trick is to just destroy them as fast as you can. And they have little horns, and if you touch those, you'll take damage. If you're fast enough, you can just run across the top of them, and you don't have to wait at all. It's wise not to be too impatient though, because the horns can easily knock you into the pit, where you will instantly die. So be a little careful. Now there are these lightning monkey dudes. They're called like Kaminari Goros, or I don't know. Basically they throw their lightning at you. They're very similar to Lakitus, like from Mario, how they ride in clouds. Basically you want to destroy them as fast as you can, and then jump onto their cloud. Don't worry if you don't get them the first pass, because you can just wait for your cloud to spin around and they'll respawn and you can try again. to ride these clouds all the way to over here. Now these are PP birds, and they'll drop eggs full of a bunch of little tiny birds. You want to try to hit the egg before it hits the ground, so that it doesn't explode and send a bunch of little birds after you, because they can be kind of annoying. These are squirms, like squirm generators, I guess. They'll spit out little, like, noodle things. They're pretty annoying. I just suggest avoiding them. So this setup is a little bit different because we've got 2 goblins right in a row. So you want to wait for right until this guy is about to pull up his horns and then activate the other one. Because when you activate the other one, he pulls up his horns immediately. So if... Well then. Remember when I said about being cautious and taking your time? This applies here too. Alright, activate this guy and wait for his horns to about to come up before you activate the next guy, so they're kind of in sync. So, waiting, boop. Alright, now I'm gonna wait on this guy, not try to go fast. There we go, jump! Alright, once you make it past them, you'll get to this thing, this air monkey looking dude. He'll push you back, but just blast him. Sometimes they'll despawn too, they have a really weird spawning. Oh, I got hit by an egg there, so a bunch of birds came out. Yeah, but those monkeys are real weird, like spawning. Oh, there's an extra life. Alright. Yeah, see how you just despawned out of nowhere? Ooh, I almost died there again. Those birds can be real annoying sometimes. There you are. Alright. And here's the boss gate. So this is just right before the boss. There's a checkpoint in the middle of the level. You saw I respawned at that. And there's also always a checkpoint right before the Robot Master boss, which is in this gate. So get ready. If you have Airman's weakness, which is Leaf Shield, you can equip that. Pressing start pulls up the pause menu, but I don't really have anything on it now. Here we go. This is Airman. So shoot a pattern of tornadoes, and sometimes, like these patterns, they're just unavoidable, and I'm getting very unlucky with the patterns here. But patterns like this you can avoid if you're decent at the game. And you basically just want to try to dodge his attacks while blasting him as fast as you can. That was a pretty close battle, because he shot a lot of patterns that I couldn't avoid. But if you get lucky and you get a decent amount of avoidable patterns, it shouldn't be too bad. So once you beat him, you get taken to this screen, and this is where you get equipped with the Robot Master's weapon. So now we got equipped with Air Shooter. And now we have a message from Dr. Light. Occasionally Dr. Light will drop in and give you an additional item, depending on what stages you've completed. Heatman stage, Airman stage, and I believe Flashman stage are the 3 stages that give you these additional transport items, which are item 1, item 2, and item 3. And I'll explain more about them in a little bit. So now that we've completed Airman stage, the next guy we're going to go after is Crashman. This guy's pretty crazy. He has like a motorcycle helmet and drill arms. And he lives in this really weird wire pipe tower. And it has these annoying enemies called Tellies. Tellies will constantly respawn out of these pipes, and they can be quite the nuisance, especially if you're trying to climb ladders. Because they can smack you off, or right at the top, like that guy. So you just want to try to coax them into a position where you can easily climb a ladder like that. That screen in particular can be pretty tricky. These are Mets. They're like little hard hat enemies, and they'll shoot a spread shot if you get close enough to them, and then they'll start walking towards you. Your only chance of hitting them is when they lift up their helmet to shoot, so you have to trigger their spread shot. These guys are one tile higher than you, so you can actually do that and just not jump, and it'll go right over your head. Now come up here, and here's a wired platform. So come around and ride on this. Here's another one, slightly more complex. Just be careful of the tellies, because they'll come in from off screen kind of suddenly. And you should be fine. Alright, here's the final one. This one is where it can get a bit tricky. You just want to make sure you, oof, that was a close one. Uh-oh. Yeah, you don't want to be in a situation like this, where they're like on top of you or underneath you. You want to make sure that they're far away from you, as far away as possible anyways. And you can jump off pretty early like that. So now I've gotten to the top. Here's this like pipe can looking thing. This is one of the robots that changes its moveset depending on normal or difficult. In difficult mode, he'll actually throw those cans at you, and they're actually pretty hard to dodge. In normal mode, he just dies in one hit. So keep climbing, and soon we're going to be getting above the clouds. Here's another mat placed in a rather annoying spot. What you want to do is jump to here and then run back. That's the best strategy I could come up with. And then you can inch your way forwards and get him to peek out and then destroy him. There we go, you want to climb up the right one here. And the screens above, just fair warning, I don't know how to avoid this. I know there's some like weird tricks you can pull off to avoid the birds from smacking you in the face. But I'm not, I do not do it that much. You want to make sure you're facing this way as you climb up here so that he drops it over there and the birds don't hit you. Keep climbing. Wait for him to pass overhead. And now we're up here, and this is an energy tank right here. Don't get this if you don't have either item 1 or item 2. Because then you'll have to go down and come all the way back up, because you can't get back up like this. But energy tanks are stored right here as little dots. You can have up to 4 energy tanks, and when you use one, it just fully restores your health. Now I will demonstrate transport item 2. It'll have more practical uses in the future, but basically it creates a little jet, and you can ride on it, and it'll take you horizontally. Right now I'm just using it as kind of a stepping stone to get back up here, though. That's more of what item 1 is used for, but item 2 can be used as a 2 in a pinch. So if you use it to get up to this ladder, item 1 or item 2, you can get this extra life. Ow. So, it can be quite helpful. And I'm getting assaulted by these guys. These are tomboys. Wow, they really just destroyed me there. Usually I don't have such a hard time with them. I guess we'll just use that energy tank. So, how you use energy tanks is you come down to the bottom, you press start, and it fully refills your health. You can hold on to it for as long as you want, but if you get a game over, you lose all of the ones that you're carrying. By game over, I mean losing all your lives. If you lose all your lives, you'll also start from the beginning of the stage. You won't get a checkpoint. Since we're about to go up against Crashman, I'm going to equip Air Shooter, and it basically shoots tornadoes in like a big swooping pattern. And he is very weak to it. On difficult mode, he takes like 3 hits. On normal mode, I think he takes even less. But you just want to run back and forth and jump and shoot at him. And he'll die. So you just want to do a pattern of jumping over his explosive and then shooting him back and forth over and over. And now we are equipped with his power, Crash Bomber, which is basically a time bomb that can latch on to stuff. So stage select. If you select password, that takes you to the password, and you can plug it in the next time you play if you turn the game off, and then you can resume from where you start. I won't look at that until the end of the episode. Now we go to stage select. Alright, so now that we've beaten Crashman, we can take on Flashman. Now Flashman's weakness is a bit weird, and I'll explain that more once we get to him. But Flashman's stage takes place in this weird, glowing, icy maze-like area. And there's a lot of these things called shotmen. Annoying little turret fellas. Take a decent amount of hits. If you have Crash Bomber, you can actually blow up the walls that are in this stage. These walls are explodable, but only if you have that weapon. So take him out. You can get this easily if you have item 1. I think item 3 might work too. You can also get it if you have item 2, but it's a bit tricky. You need to kind of put it right there, and then get up here real fast. It's not too big a deal though. So now you're down here, take this guy out. You can also go over the top there, and there's some goodies. This is a Sniper Joe in his sniper armor, which is a giant, like, hopping thing. So once you take that out, then it's just a Sniper Joe who will shoot 3, and you can't shoot him through the shield, so you have to wait until he's shooting. That's unfortunate. I thought I jumped through it, I guess not. That's the gist of the battle. Let's see if I can get this one. This one's also a bit tricky to get. You shoot it with Crash Bomber. Wait for it to explode. Come up here, select P. Huh. There we go. Yeah, that one's a bit tricky. Oh, I was gonna energize my Crash Bomber, oh well. Fall down here. If you fall on this side, you don't have to deal with him. And you can kind of just camp this guy out right here. So now he's just a Sniper Joe. Oh, dang it. Didn't mean to slide. So if you just jump up here and wait for him to come out and then fall back down, he's actually pretty easy to deal with, maybe a little bit tedious. Dropped a weapon energy, so I'll use that to reveal my weapon. Those flashing blue ones that change color when you switch weapons are weapon energies, and if you run out of weapon energy on a certain weapon, you won't be able to use it anymore. And the little white things and the big, like, flashing yellowish white things are energy. This part is a little bit tricky. You can use item 2 to get over it, or you can try doing ice parkour. That's pretty tricky. But for your efforts, you get an E-Tank, which is cool. Stop here, you can blow up this wall with Crash Bomber, as well as you'll have to go down and deal with the Sniper Armors, which can be a nuisance. I'd suggest just not, like, just avoiding them. Now it's a bit of a tricky jump, but jump in here to enter Flashman's boss checkpoint hallway thing. So now Flashman is weak to Crash Bomber. He has the same amount of weakness to Metal Blade, which is another Robot Master power. And Crash Bomber is actually just really inconvenient to use against him. It's just a hard weapon to use against bosses. So I'll try to display it a little bit, but I would highly recommend either using Metal Blade if you have that already, or just using bullets. But I'll try to demonstrate what a Crash Bomb Flashman fight looks like. Usually you'll run out. You gotta place it on a wall, and then it'll start blowing up, and then the thing is you wanna try to hit him with it when he stops. So Flashman will stop and, like, freeze time, and then shoot a machine gun shot at you. That's his main attack. So you just gotta, it's largely timing based. Ugh. Oh, get off of me. Ha! Yeah, so that fight actually went better than I thought it would. With the Crash Bomber, at least usually run out before I kill Flashman. But that fight really isn't too bad. You just gotta anticipate when he's going to shoot his shots, and a lot of the times it's just getting lucky. But you can hop over him and, like, go back and forth. So now we get equipped with Time Stopper, Flashman's weapon. And we get another item from Dr. Light. This time we get item 3, which is probably the strangest item. with maybe the least applications, because a lot of the stuff that item 3 does, you can just use item 1. So it's a little weird, but item 3 does come in handy a few points in the game. And I'll show that off right in the next stage, which is Quickman stage, because Quickman is weak to Flashman's power. So let's go. Little glint on his crest or whatever. Now, Quickman and his level are both very difficult, probably the hardest Robot Master stage in the game, so be prepared. Come down here and select item 3, and item 3 basically, if you use it on the ground, it'll like jump, and then once it gets to a wall, it climbs up, and then stops at the top, and waits there and then disappears. Or if you jump off it before it stops at the top, it'll climb back down and disappear. It's very strange, so I can just ride it up like that and grab that extra life. That's a little demonstration, but you can get that with item 2 or item 1. I'll watch out for these squirms. Come down here, and this next screen is the introduction of Quickman's infamous level gimmick, the death lasers. They will kill you instantly, and basically you just gotta know the pattern and have good reflexes. So run off, and here they come. If you're brave, you'll fall down here, although it takes longer and you might get hit. You can get an extra life and an energy tank, and then for some reason in Quickman's level, in some parts of it, in like the first half, the entire screen will go black when you pause. It's probably some glitch due to the light gimmick. That's towards the middle of the stage that we'll get to soon. Let's see here, what do I need to power up? I guess I can power up item 3. Your weapon energy gets restored in between stages, so you don't need to worry about powering up like Crash Bomber if you used it on Flashman. Now we're in this weird light area that I was talking about. So these guys throw what are known as tackle fires or chain keys at you. And when you shoot them, the screen goes dark, so you gotta try to memorize the layout of the screen before you destroy them. This one in particular is a bit tricky. You gotta run to the right a while and then jump. Alright, this is the most difficult part in the stage, so be prepared. Here we go. You can use Time Stopper to freeze the beams here, but if you do that, then you can't cancel out Time Stopper once you use it, so you'll use all of it, and then you won't have any to use against Quickman. And Quickman is very difficult as well, especially on difficult mode, because he takes more hits and does more damage. But here we go. This is my strategy for getting over this. So run over and hold to the right here. Now hold to the left, come around this platform, and then come back left around this platform. Don't die. You have to be very precise. So since I lagged a little bit around that turn, I hit the laser and died. That part in particular can be pretty tricky. But it's no sweat, because you get started right next to where that section starts. It's not too bad. So come through here, and let's try it again. So fall down here. I'm actually gonna just kind of try to concentrate a little bit here. But just mirror my movements. So come down here, come around left. Don't hold to the right here, because there's like some dumb stuff. You want to fall just to the left of those. Zigzag through here, same thing here, just fall straight down, and you're in the clear. Very difficult. These sniper armor guys, I forgot to mention this in the Flashman stage, you can take them out with air shooter real easy. So if you want to do that, it takes like one hit. And then you just have to deal with the Sniper Joe. Now, sniper armors actually have a really bad respawning problem, because since they turn into Sniper Joes after you kill them, it thinks that the entire sniper armor is dead. So if you walk off-screen where the sniper armor spawned, but not off-screen for the Sniper Joe, and then you come back, the sniper armor and the Sniper Joe will be on screen. So it's pretty rough. Especially this guy's in a real lame position. Just blast him with air shooter and kind of brute force your way past, I guess. So get past him. And now we are at Quickman's boss gate. So now, normally in Robot Master fights, what you want to do is you want to select their weakness, use as much as possible, and if you run out, then you want to go into fighting them with bullets. However, with Quickman, it's the opposite, because you will always run out of weapon energy before you kill Quickman, because the Time Stopper, what it does is it stops time. It stops all enemies and basically all entities on screen from doing anything. So it would be kind of cheap if you just had a full Time Stopper and used it on Quickman and you just died. So what it does is it actually just brings him down to half health, which is fine, except if you were to use it first and then die, then you're stuck fighting Quickman without any Time Stopper at all. So what I usually do is get him down to half health, and then use Time Stopper, and then he's 100% dead from there. So that's what I'm gonna do. He's pretty crazy. He's just very erratic and throws like triple boomerangs at you and stuff, jumps all over the place. You want to try to get him trapped in these little corner areas, because that's where you can land the most hits on him. Alright, so he's about half health now, so now I'm going to come down here and activate Time Stopper. So with that, we've won, and he dies. Alright. So, now we get Quick Boomerang, Quickman's weapon. And I think that's gonna be it for this episode, so thank you for watching. I know it was a bit fast-paced, but I was just trying to get everything in. Now we're gonna hit password, and this will bring us over to the password screen. It's kind of crazy looking, but basically you just want to memorize the coordinates, write them down somewhere, and you can plug them back in later, and you'll get your amount of energy tanks and all the Robot Masters that you defeated all come back. So there's the password screen. Write that down if you want to, or if you have your own unique password, of course you should write that down. But I'll be plugging this one specifically in next episode, so you don't have to worry too much about storing this. Of course, on the likely chance that you're running this on an emulator or virtual console, you can just make a save state and you don't need to worry about this, but just thought I would mention it. So there's the password. And yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching, I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys later.